Quash innovation.
What do you think of how Gary Gensler, the chair of the SEC, and how he's approaching it?
One of the things that I hear from founders is that they're very confused.
What do you think of how Gary Gensler,
because they get told, come in, register, just come in and talk to us. One of the things that but you have the one company who's done the ultimate act of going in and registering. Coinbase filed an S1. And still, there's a lot of saber rattling still going on, I think. And again, I don't want to single out the SEC, and I don't want to suggest that anything they're doing is bad. I do think, though, that right now there's a lot of confusion. And one of the pieces of confusion stems from the fact that, and it started with the ICO mania back in 2016, 2017, I can't even remember which year now, where the SEC was very loud about securities. A lot of them were securities, but the space has changed. And so to still view it through the ICO lens when so much has happened over the last 5 years in the space, I think is a mistake.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Coffee Time number 37. Buster's going to be a little late this morning. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching. Let's go ahead and play this funky intro.
Coffee Time with BRZRKR and Uncle Buster. Doors open. Good to see you. You know where the coffee pot is.
This is BRZRKR.
Yo, this is Uncle Buster. Get a cup. Let's talk crypto.
Yeah, dude. This coffee's bomb.
Nothing comes between me and my XRP. All in.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everyone? Hey, it's just me today, so it's kind of like just me on the screen. I appreciate you being patient, guys. We're in the lab right now. We got RippleNet Memos by XRP Bags playing in the background. Go ahead and look at these comments. Happy coffee time. Grab your coffee. Join me in this crypto adventure. We got a lot of cool stuff going on right now. Shit's happening. It's kind of cool, ADA, Charles Hoskinson, he might be part of all this. Who knows? Oh, shit. I got my co-pilot, E3. Used to be E4, now he's E3. What's up, fam? How you doing?
Hanging in there. Happy coffee time.
Happy coffee time, brother. Come on in. You know where the coffee pot is. How you doing? How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. If you guys don't know who's on that intro video, that's my mom. That's my mom's voice. So, cheers to BRZRKR Mom. I love you dearly, and I love all of you guys. Thanks for coming in, E3, E4, E3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to E. I did that kind of as a joke.
No, it's fun.
The other day. It's got more of a ring to it. E3, but bro. E4. If you guys see on my Twitter, I've got the chess move out there, so it has a little bit of significance. But yeah,
bro. Well, you're a deep individual, bro. You've got a lot of nuance, and it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I don't want to make it too obvious.
Nah, dude, it's good. You're playing the game for a minute, dude. It's good. So, shout out to you. Shout out to the Blue Crew. Let's go ahead and take a look at who won this. Let's take a look. Good morning, everyone, by the way. Oh, shit. Apex Crypto. Got too much work today, folks. I'll try to catch a replay. Enjoy your Sundays. Right on, bro. It looks like you won. Miles P. Boom. BRZRKR time. What's up, Miles? You're a moderator, bro. So I made you a moderator. I noticed you weren't. I apologize. None of this is on purpose, guys. I'm not like withholding moderator status from you OGs. It's just because I don't notice. And then I look on YouTube occasionally because most of the time my attention is on StreamYard. And so I don't notice what's going on YouTube. And I can't tell if you're mods or not in in StreamYard. And so every now and then, like at one in every 5 shows, I'll go into like YouTube while StreamYard's going, and I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh shit, this person wasn't a mod, this person's not a mod, and and you guys need to be mods, you know, because you're OG. So, anyways, Miles P, you're now a moderator, bro.
Bullish Charles is kind of pale looking too.
Is he pale looking, bro? Oh shit. See, I got to go back on there and just take a look. Oh, there we go, in the house, bro. Bullish Charles, and you're a mod, Bullish Charles. Boom. See what I mean? Stuff like that. I think Notorious wasn't a mod like 3 days ago. He should have been a mod days ago. Like he's top brass, you know, or they are. Cool. All right, let's go down this line here. We got Bo Rabbit. Good morning, Pimp. Rye Guy. Good morning, bro. E4. There we go. Good to see you. Good to see you. Come on in. Good to see you.
My favorite part.
Bro, those are just like audio samples. I was like, Mom, come here. No, come here, stop. She's like, no, I don't want to do this. I was like, Mom, you got to do these. You got to do them, please. When I was making the video for this, and then she just did a bunch of audio samples, and I just pieced them together, and that was it. And that's our intro. So good to see you. Good stuff. Ralph Cooper, hello, people. Ralph Cooper, good morning. Thank you for protecting us in the night, in the winter, in the forest, in the nature. Thank you, sir, for your service. Captain Ralph Cooper in the flesh, in the house. Grose in the house. What's up, pimp? Love, Live, Heal. Hit up Love, Live, Heal on YouTube, guys. So she got some cool stuff going on. She just, I think, did a whole feature documentary series on her local nature. So check her out. She got some cool stuff going on. She went and took a road trip and visited some really cool spots. So check out that channel, guys. Live, Live, Heal. Love, Live, Heal, and hit subscribe. Okay, here we go. Greetings to my favorite peeps. Working on a short video today for everyone to see, but I'll be here, sip some coffee with you while multitasking. Cheers. Love, Live, Heal right on. That's Lady E, if you don't mind, or if you don't know, guys. So a lot of you do know, but a lot of you don't. Like, that's Lady Enigma's channel. So cheers to you, Lady E. Here we go. Like and shared. Boom. She shares it too, so I appreciate that. Norseman. Does anyone know where the last train to Clarksville goes? Last train to Clarksville. No, I think we're going to be waiting at the station. Waiting at the station. Isn't that how it goes, bro? That old Beatles song?
I'll meet you at the station.
We'll meet you at the
last
station.
train to Clarksville.
And then what's the rest?
Oh.
Yeah, where's it going? Where's it going? Can anybody answer that? Answer Norseman's eternal question. Where's the train? The last train? I don't know, bro. Yeah, I mean, we got a Clarksburg, like in California. There's like a Clarksburg. It's like this old river wine town, but I don't know where Clarksville is. Fuck, who knows, dude?
Probably one in every state.
Right? It's like Springfield. It's everywhere. Or like Main Street. Martin Luther King Boulevard. Every city's got one. You know? There we go. To the moon, Norseman. To the moon. There's your answer, Norseman. There we go. De Havilland. Morning, evening, Blue Crew fam. Good morning, brother. Yeah, we don't know where we're at. Morning, right guy. What's up, pimp? Oh, shit. Connie's on scene. OG Connie. If you don't know, CS Stewart, 1022. Check her out, bro. So you guys, you got to go hit her up and say hi whenever she's in the chat. So she was the original, just so you know, tell you a little story about Connie. She was the original like Blue Crew when I came in. When I came into this, Connie was everywhere. Like OG. She was everywhere. She was Blue Crew for a lot of channels. I'd come in and she was always super, welcoming, super sweet, still is, comes in, says hi, hits like, and always like pushes the channels. So she's always been awesome.
Smack down on the wrench too if people are getting out of line.
No joke, bro. Connie's no joke. There's a reason why she survived all these years. So right on, Connie. I appreciate it. CS Stewart, when you see her, you better fucking bow in obedience, bro, because she's earned her crown. She knows. So, hi everyone, Berserker, dropping in to say hello. Hello, Connie dear. Appreciate it. It's an honor to have you in my show. Thank you. All right, hit like, hit subscribe, guys, if you got a chance. Hey, we're the blank people say we blank around. What is that? What is that referring to?
That's the song. That's the theme song. Hey, we're the monkeys. I was just
monkey.
leaving it
Say
blank.
monkey. Dude, that's old school though. Like that's old school knowledge. A lot of people don't know that old school, 60s era type stuff, coming out.
Right.
They don't, man. Unless you grew up with it, that's like lost bygone era, Kids nowadays, man.
Jim D knows.
Jim D knows. Yeah, he does. Father D, if you're listening,
Yeah,
shout out. What's that?
I'm like, we haven't seen him in a while.
He's just taking a siesta. I think in the chats, he was just like, he's a lot of us have gotten tired and wayward. And so keep your heads up, guys. It's okay. We're all friends here. It's the way it is, We got De Havilland. Damn, I'm feeling bullish meter going berserk. That's right, bro. That's right. Buckle up. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. I hear Gary's a Skullet collection. Has a Skullet collection. I don't know what a Skullet is, but I'm assuming you meant like skeleton in his closets, his multitudes of closets. It's kind of like Pelosi in her ice cream. Instead of in her freezer, it's in his closets. What's up, Ani? Ani's in the house. Good morning. Hello. C.S. Stewart. See what I mean? All these very beautiful like emojis. Please hit the like, the subscribe, notifications. Dude. So C.S. Stewart in the flesh. Thank you, miss. De Havilland, right on. There we go. Mix in the house. Good morning. Coffee time. Grab your coffee. Take a sip. And join us. So we got coffee time number 37. Buster will be in later. He's got a little, he's running around. He's doing some stuff on the scenes. So he might pop in on his phone a little later. So he let me know. And I was like, all right, cool. But, there's always Blue Crew, homies that pop in. So we got E4 here. And so he's picking up Buster's spot. So Crypto Tales, tea time with Tales. Fuck yeah, dude. Let's go. So start up your tea time, bro. We'll go. I'll push that all day, bro. That'd be fun. So you're always welcome to start that channel. You can even use my StreamYard, bro. Fuck it. Let's go. It's like a community thing. But Tails, I got your back. I'm totally down with tea time with Tails. I'll start drinking tea. I'll start drinking that tea, bro. Anyways, good morning. Right on. Nice to have you. You got C.S. Stewart. There we go. Talking to Ani. Boom, boom, boom. Chi-Town in the house. What's up, pimp? Rye guy. Coffee. Yeah, that's right, bro. There we go. EC's got to say some shit. Time Tales from the crypto with crypto Twitter. Yeah, I have no idea what that means, but let's go. Let's travel back in time with our tea to have tea time with Tails. Titillating. Let's go. Music tad loud. Okay. I'm not sure. Is the music too loud?
I turned it down.
Oh, you tapped it down. Cool. Yeah. Thank you for doing that. Ralph Cooper, Rocket, Bye Guy, perfect. There we go. Bullis Charles in the house. Yep. So I'm just trying to catch up on these chats real quick. There we go. Hook up Charles. He looks a little. Okay, that's what he meant by that. So I'm just getting there. He seems like it. Got to go wear road dogs to Vegas and still a peasant. What the fuck, man? You're never a peasant, Bullis Charles. You're always our protector, bro. So every show, everywhere we go, Bullis Charles is going to crack your skull if you don't act up, if you don't act right. So there you go. Bullis Charles got it. He's rolling on the floor, laughing. Just kidding. No, we got you, bro. We got you hooked up. You should be a mod now. So let's see here. Ed Franklowski, Big Beard Ed. Hi, Crypto Pioneers. Hello, sir. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. There we go. Where the Quant fam at? I don't know, bro. Quant's always been too rich for my blood. So there you go. I mean, I think I entertained it, a couple years ago, but I don't really care. XRP is good enough for me. There we go. Legendary. Good morning. Right on. Oh, Rabbit. Boom. There we go. We got the peeps coming in. Boom. Yeah, Berserker. Thank you. Absolutely, Connie. We love you. Yeah. Original OG. No joke, bro. Don't mess around with Connie. The fucking army will come down on you like hellfire and brimstone. You fuck with Connie? No joke. There we go. FinTech millionaire. Happy coffee time. Take a sip. Welcome in. Dude, trending in the United States, Bob Barker. Like, that's like, they're still trying to like push these sheep everywhere, bro. Nuts. There we go. The monkeys. Yeah, we're all wrecked plebs. Mixed. Come on, Mixed. Don't be too black pill. It's all good. Darren DeGlormo made it, Blue Crew. Right on, bro. Darren's out of Texas, him and Susie. So we got Texas on lock. That's the James Rule fam out there. Good people. Ralph Cooper. Any of the crew going to Annapolis boat show this weekend? I have no idea. So, I mean, Annapolis, that might as well be like China or some shit. That's way far away. So West Coast, I don't know. It's weird. It's like West Coast, it's messed up, but like West Coast doesn't even think like the East Coast exists. That's how we think, because we don't need anything over there, unless you have family over there. But that's what I'm saying. It's so weird, the mentality. Like, I've never been on the East Coast. I don't even care. But if I'd go, yeah, it'd be beautiful probably. I think I'm jealous of your rain. You got a lot of rain there. We don't have shit here. But, that might be engineered. Who knows? So here we go, Crypto Trails. I don't drink coffee. That's why we're doing tea time, bro. Start it up. Let's go. I'm down. I'll drink some Earl Grey with a spot of milk. Let's go, dude. XRP Nick in the house. What's up, pimp? Rocking, triple time rocking. There we go. All right, let's see who else is in this chat. And without further ado, we'll start the link. Okay, cool. Right on. Use up the coffee time to read chats. No, dude. It's about spotting out the people, the important people in the chat, and then, sharing what they got to say. That's why I do it. So it's fun because it gives you guys a voice. When you don't want to join the chats, I still want to try to emphasize as much as I can. That way you guys at least get on screen and we can talk about what you guys are asking in the chats. Because most people, they're automatically commenting, they automatically comment. It's not natural for people to join the chat. It's very rare. So that's why I do what I do. I'm like, oh, wow, fucking so-and-so is here. What? Crypto Tales, EC. Like, it's because EC Crypto Tales may not want to join the chat, but they want to say something in the comments. And so the cool thing about StreamYard is I can bring it up and I can go, hey, look at this, Okay, so we got some like horrendous, like crazy.
It's going down.
Dude, it's going down, bro. Like, so essentially, if you guys haven't been paying attention to crypto Twitter, Charles Hoskinson got like, he was in some sort of interview and he mentioned some stuff about him being part of the ETHgate crew, but he was in the ETHgate crew before they went ICO, the Ether crew. And he was like a CEO. He was like an overseeing manager. He wasn't on the dev team. He wasn't on the business side. He was just like an in-between manager, like the older guy, OG or something, in the ETHgate movement. And I think essentially he's like calling out the XRP Army, because the XRP Army has the the proof about ETHgate and all that, and all the videos and all the stuff that like adds up to it and proves it. He's essentially calling us like conspiracy. And so essentially he set off a lot of people. He pissed a lot of people off. And as far as I understand it right now. So because of that, there's a lot of stuff going on crypto Twitter right now. And so it's crazy, guys. Like, just get on there and read it, man. It's nuts. And so essentially the Army and the top brass of the Army, man, the top DAI, Brad, Crypto Eddie, Mr. Intuitive, like all these guys are in on this. And they're like, look, this is not a conspiracy. This is real because we have proof about ETHgate. And then they want essentially Charles Hoskinson, who is the owner and CEO of Cardano, which is ADA. It's another crypto. They want him to talk to John Deaton and sort through all this and figure out what's what and what's not. And is he actually hiding stuff? Was he actually part of the whole ICO? Because they're all going to jail. And so if Charles is trying to hide something by fudding the truth, like, dude, this is huge. This is fucking huge.
You ever watch his streams when he talks? He's a very well-spoken guy, and he's got a lot of good things to say.
Yeah.
He's got the lobster sitting right there on the microphone stand. That kind of clues you in.
Bro, it's like, what do you think that means? What do you think the lobster on there means? If you think he's just like...
Dude, it goes back. It's like a symbol for the elites. It goes way back.
See, that's the thing, bro. If you know, you know. Because most people, they look at Charles as just like a fucking nerd. You know, he's young too. He was born in like 87. You know what I mean? He's arguing with like people that are like twice his age. And this kid, he's a kid. In my eyes, he's a fucking kid. And it's like,
He talks like he sounds like he's older though. He seems like he's like
bro.
50s. Like he's
because he's smart and he's a nerd. Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, but like, it's not that I'm trying to protect Charles. No, dude. At the end of the day, I'm about truth and army. Like, I'm not trying to be tribalistic or any of that shit. We know what we know. That's why we are who we are. You know, it's not about tribalism. It's about like the ADA communities, man. They both have XRP and ADA. It's not that I feel one way or the other. I just want to see some truth. I want to see this fucking shit show stop. I want to see Ether stop scamming people. Just their fees alone, bro. The whole fucking, they have a monopoly. It's like PG&E. I don't know if you guys know anything about the West Coast. Fucking PG&E has a monopoly on all of our utilities. It's fucking Pacific Gas and Electric. Horrible. They'll shut your fucking power off if they can avoid getting litigated for some sort of fire scare. Or let's say the wind gets too strong. They shut your fucking power off. Like, bitch, what if I needed that power to survive? What if you know what I mean? Like, they don't give a fuck. And so that's how the ETH community is. Not community, not like normal folks, but like the actual powers that be that run the ETH ship. They steer the ETH ship. I mean, they know what the fuck they're doing. They're stealing fees. It's proof of work. It's garbage. Even with this like merging, this ETH 2.0, nothing changed. The fucking fees are the same. It's just garbage. Like, and don't even get me started with the whole mining shit. Like, fuck all that. And so it's one of those things. Yeah, see, Nick knows. Fuck PG&E. That's right, bro. It's fucked. We need to get energy independent, and we need to get energy monopolies eradicated. That's what we need. We need that fucking like Tesla box that runs your old house. Remember that shit, that like theoretical box that like Tesla made, and like you pull the electricity from the ether. Little box that, not Tesla as far as Tesla Powerwall. I'm talking about Nikolai Tesla. There was some
Tesla
fucking
oils or something like that.
Yeah, there was some sort of box, man. I've read about it multiple times. It's kind of like the medbed thing, but I'm sure this thing is probably more probable to exist. You know, it's literally just an energy box. That is, it is literally just a box that everybody should have at their household that like pulls that energy from the atmosphere, and you literally just run on it. You know, either that or give solar to everybody. I mean, fucking solar runs super efficient. Like, so I would, if I'm going to vote for one of these like hipster fucking sources of energy, it'd be solar all day long. Fuck wind power. Fuck all that natural gas. Fuck gasoline. It'd just be solar. Like, why not run everything on fucking solar? But then you need batteries. You need lithium. And so I understand you need to like mine the fucking lithium, and it's like, it's fucked. You need like either use gas generators to like recharge the solar system. But like, if we can find some sort of like super efficient way to make batteries without using lithium and having to mine crazy shit, we can make a storage of energy that's efficient and you know, look at me, I sound like a fucking hipster, but like at the end of the day, I don't want to fuck up shit. I don't want people dying from like mining lithium and shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to poison shit like by doing that. No. But the most efficient way I can look at, maybe like electrical power for everybody to be independent, would be solar. You know, and get those like non-spillable gel lithium ion, whatever the fuck, batteries, and just give an allotment to everybody, or make it affordable to where everybody can have a solar system. You don't need much, man. You could run a house on like fucking what, 6 panels, 6 panels of like solar, and you get the battery bank. You're completely off grid. Fuck them. Fuck PG&E. There you go. There's my little berserker rant. What do you think, E3, E4?
Yeah, I mean, I think.
What do you think?
I think there's applications for solar depending on what you're doing, but I don't think that. I don't know. There's a lot. It's hard to speak on. I know that they're destroying the fucking environment, and the elites don't really actually care. They're destroying the environment, and they know it. But they want to have us go with this narrative that we're doing it, you know, and use it to control us. So, I mean, I'm for, taking care of the planet. I don't like litter bugs, you know, and I want people to, think of the future and not just tear tear the ground up and tear everything up. But at the same time, it's like the people who are pushing all this shit, they're not pushing it because that's the reasoning behind it. They're pushing it because it gives them more control over the masses. So fuck them.
Yeah,
I like the green energy idea, but I don't like that the way that it's really just a false narrative.
Right. It's just pushing some other means of control where they can control. Yeah. Fuck. Well said. Okay. We got a E3.9 on scene. What's up, pimp? Good morning. Hey, coffee time. Coffee time. Happy coffee time. We got EC in the house fucking with us again.
I'm in a public place. It's a lot of background here.
Welcome to the show, EC. Right on. We got EC on crew. Sipping. Coffee time, number 37. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. All right, so let's go ahead and share some shit. All right, here we go. All right, here's some Twitter stuff, some cool shit. This right here, this is shout out to Digital Asset Investor. We got a little share here from this was from XRP Productions, I believe. And this from Charles Hoskinson from this morning. And if like DAI retweeted it, this should be correct or real. He goes, the important thing that gets lost. This is after everything I like told you guys, if you've been following. But like Charles Hoskinson, he's just trying not to get like screwed by the SEC. He doesn't want to end up like Library or Ripple. So he goes, the important thing that gets lost in all this is how I need to try to suck up to the SEC in the hopes that they don't go after me or ADA next for security violations. And he just goes ham. And the thing is, like, that's important. I understand that. But the same note, this isn't about your fucking business. Like, this is about the entire industry. Like, we're getting to the point where this is not like, just like corporate, like, allotments and being courteous for the sake of, not being offensive. No, we're way past that. There's motherfuckers that have lost their lives savings from this. And that's why there's so many people involved in this lawsuit. And that's why it's so passionate. So like, essentially what's happening, it's not the XRP army, even though you could say that, it's a lot of people in crypto that have multitudes of coins. They're not just maxis. They're just primarily XRP because they know that's the fucking standard. They know that's coming. But they come in and we're way past that shit. Like, yeah, Charles, you've been in your cushy ass, like Colorado home, billionaire, fucking billionaire, just like spouting.
Is he a billionaire?
Fucking billionaire, bro. Like, look at ADA, bro. Like, there's a lot of people make a lot of money from that. You think the fucking CEO is not in the billions at this point? People that's the bigger cryptos. So I'm thinking what's happening is that Charles has his head up his ass as a rich guy. It's one of those fucking things where these elites don't know. They think they're invincible. And with him, even though he's not an elite, he might be a newer elite guy, but he's one of those guys that kind of grew up with like a silver spoon. Like, these are fucking little guys. Like, we will fucking, it's like red ants, red army ants. Like, there is no escaping. Doesn't matter if you're a fucking crow. Doesn't matter if you're a big ass, like, squirrel. Red army ants will fucking eat you alive. Like, that's exactly what's happening here. And it's not a threat. That's not a threat from me or anything. I don't give a shit. The end of the day, bro, I'm just waiting for Moon. Like, it's not, I could give less than a fuck. This is just another, like, entertaining spoke in the wheel in the evolution of the outpouring of truth about all this. Crypto, finances, you name it.
Did you get a chance to catch Trump last night in Nevada?
No, dude, but Minden, bro. Minden's real close to me, dude. Minden's like fucking like an hour away from me.
He
like,
came out.
Dude. Yeah, go ahead.
He came out. I don't know if it was midway through or right when he came out. I don't know what movie this was, but Christopher Walken is telling a story about the lion who's the king of the jungle, and he's just chilling. Everyone's fucking with him, picking on him, poking him, the jackals, and then all of a sudden he has to show them who the lion really is. I don't remember what movie that's from, but Trump played that as he was coming out, man. It just got, it got me hyped for
dude.
You know, if this is black pill and whatever, it's all a show and it's all control at the end of the day. I don't care, because the road that I'm on is the lesser of two evils, and I know that. Hey, what happened? 3 years ago speaks for itself as far as the policies that put the middle class back in charge in this country, which is what it should be, because I think the middle class is the majority of the people in America. So.
Yeah, dude. No, I agree. We got I don't give a fuck what you do with your money on screen, otherwise known as Alex D motherfucking Vlogs. What's up, pimp? Good morning. Happy coffee time. Number 37. Let's go.
I think that's EC messing around.
Is that EC fucking with us? Okay. Oh, you fuck. Okay, guys. So let me go ahead and throw the link in the chat too. You guys can join up. But yeah, back on that diatribe about the whole thing, dude, about this Charles Hoskins and shit. It's one of those things where it's like, dude, you don't get to fucking just hide. Like, gone are the days of you like saying shit like that. Like, that's not even that. You don't get away from that. You don't realize that we're on a revolution to where people no longer can like bank speech their way around this.
You can't just write it off. Oh, it's a conspiracy. Oh, wait.
You can't walk away from it. You are fucking getting interviewed. Like, Charles, I don't give two fucks. You are going to lose your clients just like PayPal. You are going to fucking lose if you ignore this or try to dance around it. We got the top motherfucker, like the entire crypto Twitter is like, no, Charles. Nope. Come back here. Come back on the podium. No, sir. You don't get to walk away. Like, they're doing that. And it's like, he's going to have to sit down with John Deaton. And if he doesn't sit down with John Deaton and do this the way they're suggesting, he's going to run away from this. Like, he is going to literally be in the history books. Charles Hoskinson is going to be put in line with like Joe Lubin and all these other fucks that lied. Not just Vitalik, but like he's gonna get conglomerated with the rest of these fucking criminals. And it's like he is skating on fucking thin ass ice. So he's gonna have a jury of his trial, or a trial of his of his peers, literally hold him accountable. They're gonna make him testify. Like DAI alone, yeah, dude, that mug is tight, bro. That's the Bagman mug. That's the original one too, the green. Yeah, I got a black one sent somewhere. Yeah, that's so coffee time now. Yeah, coffee time. Welcome in. We got GDLT in here.
What
How
up?
you doing, Pitt?
I got a coffee too. What's up, everybody?
So talk to us, G. What do you think about the Hoskinson thing? It's fucking crazy, bro.
I don't know too much about it. I know that there was like I guess he might have said something that triggered XRP community on Thinking Crypto's channel. I guess that's how it started. And we've always thought that Cardano should have somebody else who's a little bit more professional in their presentation. As a leader for their project or their community, at least. I understand he represents IOHK, but there should be a better face for the Cardano community than Charles Hoskinson, in my opinion. I've been saying that for a really long time. Like, if you watch his live streams and the way he talks about other projects and kind of throws shade at them, it's just very unprofessional. You really wouldn't see a Brad Garlinghouse do that, or any other type of CEO in the space do it. But yeah, I don't know too much about it. So if you guys can get me in the loop, I can maybe say a little bit more on it.
Right. Well, it seems like you have the basics of it. And so I'm not no expert of it either. I just was reading it like pretty much all late night last night. I was like, oh my God,
yeah,
that's great. So I caught up briefly, yesterday, and I was like, you're not wrong, but you're also, it's one of those things where it's the problem is not whether or not it's tribalism going after Charles. No, the problem is Charles dismissing ETHgate. That's the fucking problem.
Right.
It's way bigger than XRP. Way bigger.
Yeah, it kind of makes you. It makes you start to see like other incentives behind what Charles is like doing, and is he really trustworthy if he doesn't know the facts or isn't willing to acknowledge the facts?
Yeah, huge, man. That's huge. Like you don't do that, man. Like you said, he should have hired a fucking CEO, like a pro boy, like Garlinghouse. to be able to
or
talk.
just get like somebody who's a community person and make them the face of Cardano's like community. Like it doesn't have to be a CEO if you're not like all trying to make like a business type of thing, but just have somebody who's a little bit more like graceful, a little bit more like humble, and not as like conceited about their, you know, their thing that they're doing and throwing shade at other protocols. He did it for Hedera Hashgraph. He got like so butthurt about hearing like somebody in his chat bring up Hedera Hashgraph that he starts like you know, like he just bashes on other projects. It's very unprofessional in my opinion.
I remember when he went like, here's, okay, let's throw a little red pill on this. So I remember when he went public, like during like the pandemic, like it was like 2020, like late 2020 or like early 2021, he started doing YouTube. Remember the lives he started doing?
Right.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, is that the CEO of Cardano? Like, that's Charles Hoskinson. He started doing all these YouTube lives. And I was like, what the fuck? Ask me anything. Dude, you can't mix hipster and like real life with like business CEO. You can't. Like, for instance, if we moon, you can't, dude. You just can't fucking do it. If we moon, I will literally just shut down. I'll disappear. And because I'll own companies and things like that, where people's livelihoods are based on how I act, treat, talk, decisions that are made, I will just fucking fall off the face of the earth if I'm running these companies, because they're at risk. Like the way I talk like a normal guy that has nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Because a normal guy has nothing to lose. But if you got like companies and you got like
exactly.
No. The fucking game changes when you own a crypto. Like you are the like CEO.
And hell, like, you know, we're in an era right now where CEOs like are kind of idols to some people, like, you know, the Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musks, and they're kind of, you know, ambitious, and like, you know, people look up to Steve Jobs and stuff. And some people even think Charles Hoskinson is like the next Steve Jobs. Hell, he looks like him, kind of talks like him. And maybe that's part of a major reason why people are even invested in Cardano to begin with, you know?
That like real vibe to it, where it's a real human, a real dude, and he's in Colorado, and he's like, but he's like,
exactly.
He comes from a medical background. Like his dad's a doctor, his like brother's a doctor. He has like fucking 3 doctors in his family. Like this is rich motherfucker shit. He's not fucking freak panda, trash eating fucking struggle monster like the rest of us. He's not.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, and once again, like even what's it called with at the end of the day with Charles, it's like, it's just odd. It's somebody who presents themselves as so intelligent and chill and kind of like all this other stuff, like, you know, kind of into esoteric type of things, and then goes on and bashes other things. Like it's an interesting kind of bipolar behavior that he kind of has, where it's kind of hypocritical. It's like, dude, why do you even care about like other people liking other projects other than yours? Like, if you know, that's what's so cool about Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse sometimes, is like they can care less whether or not they know what they're doing with XRP. They can care less whether you say XRP is shitcoin or not, or if this protocol is better than that protocol, you know. But if you've seen some of Charles Hoskinson's lives, somebody would say, oh, HBAR is better than Cardano, and he gets totally butthurt, and it takes up like most of the live stream of him bashing on HBAR or something. It's like, come on, man, you know, you're such a chill dude, and then, you know, you start showing like your true colors like through that type of behavior. So that's why it's even hard for me to have like even talk about Cardano on my channel as often. Like I like it as a speculative asset, and I do think there's possibly potential for it because there's other things involved in Cardano other than Charles Hoskinson that keep me going. But yeah, it's not good for the Cardano community to have that person as the face.
Well said, G. That's beautiful. I love that because, man, when it's just one of those things. It's like buttholes. Like everybody's got. It's like opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one. But like when you get to that level, you're not allowed to have it. It's very volatile and it's very dangerous to have an opinion at that level, especially an emotional opinion. So it's like
exactly, especially an emotional opinion.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's crazy, bro. This is crazy. So like, it makes you think like, is this planned out? But no, I don't think it is. I think it's, I think Charles knows more than the average bear. He knows more than the public because obviously he was part of that team. But it's just, it's funny because everything's like aggregating right now. It's like, okay, Remember the whole Vitalik? He was sleeping on the couch. Like, whose couch was he sleeping on? Stefan Thomas.
Ripple's.
Couch.
Yeah. Stefan Thomas's couch.
So
Yeah.
It seems like it's like, okay, well now it's like Charles was on the outside looking in the whole time. Like it seems like, but now he's like, oh well, there's more to this. Charles been there the whole time, and he left like a month before they went ICO. Like maybe he just saw the writing on the wall and bounced. And it's like now we're trying to pull that truth out of him. The public, not just XRP Army, the public's like, oh fuck. Maybe Charles fucking knew that they were scams. Charles is going to be like it's number one in this ETHgate shit. He's going to be, bro. He's going to have to snitch on all of them if he wants to save his hide. You know what I'm saying? If what he's saying is true.
Let's say we're all right about our speculation. And I do feel like we are. So that means there's going to be very shocking moments in the maturity of crypto to come where they're going to find out most of these CEOs for a lot of these companies were just people who got really lucky to be early investors in Bitcoin early on and then create all these little scam companies to keep building their wealth. Like that's going to be very shocking to them. And then seeing like only a few few actual projects like be the successful ones. Like it's going to be a very shocking, hell, it'll be shocking to me because I'm invested in other projects too. Not going to lie, but like, it definitely feels like it's setting up that way where the next level of maturity is going to be like, not like you're going to find out something that was, SEC already sued like a good handful of companies for being involved together in like some sort of Ponzi scheme, right? Maybe this is going to be like the really big one that like pops the bubble of the crypto market, Bro, it's like finding out all this stuff with the connections with Ethereum, with Cardano, and then it even goes down to like VeChain and Tron too. They bounced from Ethereum, like to build their own blockchains, and they made a lot of money off Ethereum investing and Bitcoin investing too. Those CEOs, so like this like ripple effect, if you will, from this Ethereum creation is going to have catastrophic effects if it goes in the way that, if it is criminal, basically.
Yeah, and it's funny because they think they're invincible. That's the weird thing.
Right.
These guys,
because they have so much money, they think they could just pay off a settlement or something, or,
they don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, hey, not your keys, not your crypto. You can take my money that I made from Bitcoin. I still got a bunch of other Bitcoin and a bunch of other, Ethereum or something.
Yeah, dude, it's a trip, bro. Like Mike Kavanaugh, he goes on here and he goes, I heard Charles is boxing Jake Paul in January. That's pretty funny, bro.
Sometimes I even think too that like a lot of these CEOs are like double agents for Ripple, because like Justin Sun used to represent Ripple in China. And then you had Vitalik sleeping on the couch there. You had Jed McCaleb going to Stellar, maybe doing some double agent stuff there where they make it seem like there's this drama between him and Ripple, but really is just so they can cover more of the market. Like it's
like Buster used to say. He said that they all know each other, bro. It's
all totally.
Bullshit. They all fucking know each other. They all sit and joke and smoke with each other. Like they don't care. And it's like, how many of these fuckers own these other projects on ERC20? That's the thing. The thousands, the tens of thousands of fucking crypto projects that are on ERC20.
Exactly.
Whether they were forced or not to go onto that ecosystem, because when they ICO'd, all those coins, in order for them to pop off, that was the platform to choose, ERC20. Right. And so all these coins got created. How many of those are owned by these big fuckers that don't talk about it?
Yeah.
The devs aren't docked or doxed. You see what I'm saying? The devs aren't doxed in a lot of projects. It's like, oh fuck.
No audits and stuff like that, and
everybody chases that coin, and then they pay the fees.
But imagine if something like that did, like if let's say if Ethereum did crash, all the ERC20s crashed, then it makes even more sense why Flare comes out at around the time of like regulatory clarity and kind of has this distribution event over years, because maybe they're anticipating like Ethereum and Ethereum ecosystem to just like, kind of crash or whatever, and then make all the developers want to maybe use Flare networks or something, because Ethereum could go away and the Ethereum virtual machine will still be a use case to it.
What makes you think too, because the delay and the delay and the delay and the delay of like Flare networks and Flare,
right,
and like the Flare coin, and like they like Songbird came out of nowhere and they just keep fucking delaying it. Like, yeah, the defense of that, the current like surface level defense is like, oh, we had to test the network. We had to make sure it was safe and good. And don't you want it to be safe? Don't you want it to be good? Like, no, fucks. Like, there's a conspiracy going on here. You guys have been delaying for fucking years. We did the snapshot in December of 2020, you fucks. Like, we have been waiting for years for this fucking drop. Like,
they've been flipping the script,
dude. They flipped
before they're gonna.
No, they're not flipping the script. What G was saying is that, you know, the fucking Flare Networks is something that should have came out years ago, and it's despite the little quirks and issues and things, and so it adds to the whole like possibility, not conspiracy, but possibility that like Flare is here to take over ETH, is to literally be the replacement for ETH that works in the new system. And that's what we're saying. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that correct, G? I don't want to put words.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like you do this whole, you know, because we all know it's a show. This whole thing of like the path towards mass adoption, the big money already knows who the major winners are and who they're trickling in, and just like slowly, you know, building up the adoption. And then 5 years go by and you go like, oh shit, Ripple really was a thing. Or, you know, like all Flare Networks really was a thing. Right, but all these like little events have to happen and continue maturity, and I still think we have a lot of shocking moments in the crypto space to happen. Ahead of us.
There's only like one dude that's totally repping, like that's the biggest cheerleader of like Songbird and like Flare Networks online, besides us, and you know we've been like repping it for days, and besides like the dev team for Flare, like you know Hugo and shit. There's only one dude on crypto Twitter, and it's fucking Nebuchadnezzar. You guys ever see him on crypto Twitter? Nebuchadnezzar. Right. He is a fucking Songbird monster, bro. And it's like he's like, dude. But that's what I'm saying. Dude. It's so small, even now, even still, people don't see that possibility.
Dude, speaking of Songbird, guys, this is a quick share. I'm pretty super hype about this. I got into this project, bro, on this. This is the Genesis, and then you got the baby, and then you got the mutant. All three of them now are in the top fucking four. These NFT projects. This is huge, dude. I'm so geeked about this. They're going to have a game built on Unreal Engine and play to earn, and they got a property in Metropolis World. Yeah, super bad seed, guys. Grab yourself one. You'll get a Deviant. I think right now it's like $15K is the floor, so that's like $200, $300, but then you'll get a free Deviant, which will be an NFT that you'll be able to utilize in their play to earn game. It's being built on Real Engine. That's like the game from like the guys behind Epic Games and Fortnite.
Oh yeah, Legend City's building on Unreal Engine too. Yeah.
So it's gonna be huge.
So our guy, if you guys don't know, E4, he's our local boots on the ground for like Songbird stuff. He's been in it like fucking head first, neck deep, bro, neck deep. So I got to give you a shout out, E4. You know your shit, dude. So if anybody's got any questions about like local hot shit with Songbird, E4's got you for sure. So not financial advice, but guys, sorry, go ahead.
No worries. The funny thing I just want to say really quick, the funny thing with Flare and Songbird, if they weren't at all connected to Ripple and XRP, the speculation to this would have gone already through the roof for this project, in my opinion. But the fact that they, you know, people in the crypto space think of Flare as connected to Ripple, they don't think of it as a safe investment, or don't even like Ripple or XRP. So then they don't even think about FLR and SGB. So it's just funny because you see other layer one projects just taking off, even if they're not even in mainnet or anything. But since this one's connected to Ripple, it's like, overlook it. It's crazy how undervalued those tokens are right now.
Dude, you know, it is nuts. Yeah.
You know,
sorry, go ahead.
You know what this reminds me of? This does remind me degrees of like what they do with sports. That, of course, everyone pay attention to the end game, which is Super Bowl, World Series, NBA Finals, but they never really pay attention how it got there. You know, from the very first start, you know, if you want to enjoy it, because that's just where the Wild West, we are just figuring the shit out. You know, there's heart and soul into it. But towards we get to the end game, you start to see, you know, a script playing out. There's rigs, you know, people manipulating shit, you know. That's what it comes to play. So what I see, like, with all these projects, comparable to certain sports teams. For example, like the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors were nothing back in the 90s, and all of a sudden they grew some like dynastic culture right has a right now, but they needed something to actually build upon, and that's just getting those right players into the project, and then they slowly build up. So when the time comes, they're ready to pull the trigger, and people are already dumping into it. It's like, all right, we got a script, we got something to follow up with it. This happens in wrestling as well, that they always test out the waters to see what people's reactions were to particular characters. It's like, all right, this guy's going to be the villain. This is going to be the good guy. No, this wasn't not really good. We're just throw it away. Then we got ourselves with a hit with a certain character, like like The Rock. It's like, all right, we'll roll with it until the wheels fall off on that. But to finish my point, what you said about Ripple and Flair, with just people hating on it, this is something they have done with New York teams, because every time we bring up New York teams, you have the most cynical and pessimistic responses overall, and that because people tend to be over entitled and know what they're thinking of, especially when you bring all those trigger words. You think of the New York Mets, everyone immediately thinks like garbage team. You think of Ripple, garbage project. But they never really pay attention. It's like, well, they've been around the block and they had a really good success several times. And why does it what it made to that point right there? And why do people still talk about that more so than the other teams? It's something to think about.
Good point.
Yeah.
Dude, guys, if you don't mind, I got a dip, and I didn't say it in the beginning of the show. I do have to dip. I have to go to work soon, and I was going to see if E4 would possibly be so gracious as to finish the show, if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah, I can run things for another 45 minutes or so. Yeah, no problem.
Beautiful. Guys, the link's in the chat, just so you know. So I do have to go adult today. I apologize. I meant to have Buster on here and just keep it short, but Buster's busy, and with me, I got to dip now. It's been about an hour. I figured about an hour today. I love to go 2 to 3 hours, guys. Like the full gambit of this show, I fucking love going like the 2 hour span, because it gives a chance for it to go, hit its climax, and then kind of curtail. When it starts curtailing, that's when I'm like, okay, let's fucking end it. But today I got to dip.
It seems sometimes it takes about an hour, and then the viewers double, even on your streams, G, you'll be on for half hour before, it takes time. People are doing stuff. They're like, oh, then they get home, they put it on. So yeah, no problem.
Dude, so no, I really appreciate it. So E4 is gonna go ahead and lead the show, guys. If you guys want to join the chat and talk shop, please do. When the cat's away, the mice play. Let's fucking go. Talk shit about me if you have to. Who cares? You know what I mean? I won't be there to see it.
Read more chat.
That berserker guy.
That fuck. Yeah, I love it. Full print in the house. We got let's go ahead and take a look. It's not financial advice, but guys, jump on a live stream. E3, E4, you guys talk shop, please. There's the PayPal thing too. Everybody's like canceling their PayPal accounts. It's nuts. You know what I mean? Like shit's happening, guys, even though you guys don't realize it. That is huge. Like for the longest time.
Transformation.
We'll talk on that, and Zerk, do what you got to do. Life and the world keeps rotating, and we're always going to be around your Blue Crew forever. And have a great morning, man.
I appreciate it, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip, and guys, go ahead and take it from here if you can. Have a good day, and I'll see you later. Okay.
Peace out, Berserker.
Later on, Zerk.
Later, bro.
Yes. So I was just sharing this a minute ago, y'all.
Man, I hate how Berserker just dips like that. That motherfucker. I'm good.
So this is a little chart from Kevin Cage. He's showing here how this gap was just filled last night. Now, if you guys know about charts and gaps, the AMA, the market maker always has to go and fill these gaps before it can move in either direction. So this gap getting filled last night is super bullish, that then after it closed that gap, then it came right back out this way. I think Alex Cobbs is saying if we can get through that, like we got to get above the 55-cent range is what I'm thinking. But if we can get past that, then like break through 60 cents, like all these big, huge gaps around 80 cents, which is where I'm sort of thinking we're headed, fellas.
Let's go.
I got another. This is my own personal
look at the moon
chart. Yeah, I love that. Look at the moon, dude. I crack up when I hear that. So this is my own little chart here on the daily. I got a long in here. I think I got in like what was it? 52.5 is when I got this long in here. I forget how I drew this line. What I had was a regular triangle here. We actually broke down, and then we broke back in, and now we're above we broke out to the upside. And it's crazy how this line here that I drew, this trend, it kind of broke below it in the last day, but we're trying to ride this trend. I'm seeing us getting around to 60 cents this week. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are. Obviously not financial advice, but I'm feeling like this pump's going to continue for XRP. And when I look at the other charts, BTC's chart, it's funny. It looks like money is getting siphoned out of other cryptos, and slowly XRP is just inching up a little bit at a time, almost as if the people in the know are like, shit, the ones who are in control of the protocol are like, fuck, we can't dump this thing again. Like their window to dump XRP is slowly closing, I feel. That's my own personal opinion, but
I think there's some merit to that, because there can only do these violent pendulum swings so much. Like there's an article I read that was intriguing to me. That was I see in NBC. It's one like news from the Matrix is that they already stocked up a lot of inventory with cars, but they're already saying that just because of hyperinflation, nobody really could afford it. So there was a manipulation by there, because that when you have an overstock that meets demand, but nobody can really afford it, that means that people that's what they're going to do across not only cars but multiple products. Think about perishables as well. It's like canned beans and peanut butter. They've been overstocked for quite some time in certain areas, and they only hyper focus on certain places that, well, there ain't nothing right here. It's all doom and gloom to manipulate the market, because markets does go by people's emotions to a degree, and that's what tanks the value or surges the value. So they only could do this so much before the jig is up with certain key resources, or that the fact that this asset right here that people are going to say, I think this is it. We got to put our money into this.
Yeah, we've been in a bear cycle for about a year and a half or so. So it, this relief rally was due. How high it's going to go? Are we out of the bear cycle? I'm not too sure about that, but I do think it could go, well under $1 at least at the top for this relief rally. But I also project if we continue going green, if we break through crucial resistances, we could be above $2 by the end of the year, which would be unbelievable in my opinion. Other people are like, what, just $2? But I think $2 would be amazing for the overall enthusiasm of the XRP community and growth. So yeah, we'll see. I could see the sideways market continuing on for another year or so, though. Like something happening in the market, or something catastrophic happening in the world, or something that causes the prices to tank. We always have to take that into account, even though the TA looks tremendous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
this thing's been coiling up for so long. It's like a spring just waiting to freaking pop.
And not financial advice, but for people just to, I think this is a more practical way of doing that. You got to keep a moon bag just in case that, hey, if it does pop off, so you don't really lose out or on any decisions based upon that you made a big scoop, or you just dumped about significantly. it's always to keep us something about aside that in preparation for that. Well, at least I didn't dump everything, or that, oh cool, I kept all of this. Now that I could just keep enjoying be comfortable with the fact that I didn't dump everything or I scooped too much.
Exactly. Tradle portfolio, hodl portfolio.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I'm going to be heading out too. Much love to the Blue Crew. E4, appreciate you. Berserker, appreciate you. EC, appreciate you. I'll see you guys soon.
All right,
Shout out. Thanks, G.
All right. Much love.
So that was interesting what Berserker brought up when it comes to PayPal, that I believe that they were just one of those things that they told them to say, listen, put this out. Let's see if people can get away with it. If not, we kind of expected them to take the dive anyway.
Yeah.
Because
So
people
you
just
think
like,
it was just to test the waters and let's let this company kind of hang out to dry and we'll use it as a catalyst type of thing? Is that what you...
yes, because there's other paid streams like Venmo, Zelle. They're already there. PayPal doesn't hold a technical monopoly. They do hold a branding monopoly with people's minds that say, okay, PayPal is almost practically in everyone's phones. So they're going to use that to someone say, okay, if we put this policy in and people don't say anything, all right, we got away with it. If not, it's like so what? We got our fingers in other places. It's almost like a sacrificial lamb to say. And the people only truly lose out is the ones who are not aware about how much of a puppet they are.
Wow. It's crazy. I do a little bit of trading, just with a small amount. And I've got my regular hodl bag. But when you look at fiat leak, the price is always higher. I don't know if that's an average price, but like right now on fiat leak, it's showing 55 cents. Go ahead and share the screen. It's actually a tweet. It's a tweet of fiat leak, but yeah, so they're showing 55 cents over here. This is a tweet. Shout out to Jack the Ripper. So yeah, guys, it's super cool to see everything that we've been paying attention to, all unfolding before our eyes. And most of the people that are in the Blue Crew and that are in these chats, like, it's funny, Zeno had posted like a funny meme on Twitter. It's like that really bright guy sitting at the table, like he's like a bright light shining. And it's like, this is me, like with a deep state trying to like lie about the beast system. And it's so funny. It's like everything is obvious to us, and that's why we're invested in these cryptos, these ISO coins. And we've been holding on, and we're not giving up. And it's not really like our group has grown too much, like I think there was about 150 people in here in Berserker's channel when he started. There's like 400 of us in here now. So it's slow growing, but it's a tight-knit community of people, and we all stick together. And there's always going to be projects out there that are ruggy, and people are always going to have things that they believe in, and then we don't know what happens. But that's kind of like why I stick with ISO coins and my Flare and my Songbird. And I haven't really went out too much into the waters on BNB, or I got a buddy who does some things with BNB and Drip Token. I haven't really went too much out from this area. It's like the show I was going to do, Safe Space. It just feels like a safe place to be. Could be wrong, not financial advice, but
yeah. So when you bring that stuff out, like 500 people, that's a small town. And if we were a small town that existed right now, we would be doing very, very well, especially like interacting and resolving issues. that, you know, we don't really wait for to some large entity, be a corporation or government or some catalyst to say, oh, to get things done. We just like figure out what can we do within our own reach to get things done. And that's why I think a lot of people are missing out on, truly, not only just crypto, but amongst other issues that, you know, plague a lot of people. Like in earlier the conversation, you guys were talking about energy. You know, your local ordinance is what matters. I learned from talking to another friend from Arizona that, you know, they actually, you would think they would be uniform and say, yeah, solar panels everywhere, but each county has placed rules that say you can't use solar panels right here, or nor buy them. But you can buy them from this county right there, and if you do so, you have to have the proper paperwork so that you can put panels in that county. Doesn't really make sense, but it does make sense. What in the context is that it's about control. You know, and also they make things that, you know, what people think they're saving money off, but it's just like net neutral right there. You know, to a degree, it started off like they have to rope people as like, yeah, we're going to give you a bone, some incentive or credit. But more people jump off, that credit or that, you know, return diminishes, and you're just back on to, you know, that neutral right there. And I also thought about that, you know, when you guys talk about that, what is their other obsession with, you know, having people put solar panels, solar winds, is that they don't want to provide the energy to people no more, because it does cost on them. They have to burden the cost. What they want is that for people to burden that cost. So when they produce energy, they're giving energy to them through us. So the way that I would see that in a more technocratic world is that, hey, you're not paying your fair share of electricity, so we're going to, like, you know, shut your operation down, or, you know, confiscate your property and stuff like that. I see sort of like, that's what I see about carbon credits coming down to, or this sort of system, is that if you do not produce more than what you're taking, you're done. And that's coming from words from a very, you know, Fabian member of the Fabian Society, and that's Bernard Shaw. You could look him up. And that, I don't know if that is those clips in YouTube of him saying that, pretty much that he was advocating to put people to death if they were if they were eating too much food or something like that.
Huh. We got some breaking news, guys. Looks like this is just happening from Reuters a minute ago. We got a volcano going off in Italy here.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Hello. Hopefully people, they're not getting hit by that. So, you know.
Yeah. So that's a lot of things are happening.
You see, the stuff like this by natural causes that are actually going to lower the temperature.
Yes, because the ashes block out the rays of the sun. And I think some of the geoengineering that they've been doing, actually, they've been putting certain things into the upper atmosphere that actually block out sun rays. For what reason, I don't know. But
they don't.
The same people who are saying the world is getting warmer, maybe they're using that as a front for doing that. But I really doubt that's why they're doing it.
Up is down, down is up. You know, that's
right.
People could look up, called the Albedo Effect. This is greatly observed through volcanic dust. That all those ashes is really fine dust, to like talcum that gets up in the atmosphere. It does reflect, you know, sun rays off. So when we see more volcanic activities or anything that would contribute to a cooling effect, such as shifting in the poles where the axis tilt, that changes regional climates, how far away we are from the sun, that's Malkovich cycles right there, and also through activities within the earth, such as, like, you know, volcanic eruptions, those causes, like, you know, a cooling effect. So we don't produce directly from scratch what nature can do. We can only emulate it. So all these like chemtrails is definitely that is emulating a certain principle by using an albedo effect. And they always they make up whatever bullshit right there. Most infamously that when they started detonating nuclear thermonuclear devices in the atmosphere that punches a hole in the ozone. And they said it was sprays. To a degree, it is, but that does eat in the atmosphere. But what really did the damage was the direct causation was blowing a nuke up in the atmosphere. And the one things that are very comparable to nature is volcanic eruptions and explosions.
Got some more bullish. I just found this.
Oh, you're playing some Star Wars shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. I just found the Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings just. I think it's a series now. A buddy of mine.
Oh, the Rings of Power. I guess
yeah,
someone's smart enough to find something subliminal behind it. And
well, there's
I
guess an XRP logo hidden in this.
Yeah.
Let's watch it. Oh, there's a Triskelion. There was the X.
Yep, and the ripple. Bubble
Yeah.
sound.
And it's like, okay, what was that holding the middle together? And then it's gone, and now that's what I think is interesting right here. There's this bridge sort of holding the middle together. That disappears, and now we have these two worlds here.
Decentralization.
So I don't know what they're saying. Is there a bridge that was there that is not going to be there? Is that like, okay, that was your last chance. Pretty soon you're not going to be able to get XRP. So
that itself, the way I interpret that is that there is decentralization coming, especially with the old ways of like they use between banks. They have to set up a trust between these central banks. That's how the money moves. That's how it's, in a nutshell, that SWIFT payment system works. It's electronic, but it's also connected to a trust. So when we see that blown to dust away, and we see all these small little bubbles but still interconnected, it is emulating what that's the Ripple XRP ledger in a nutshell.
Speaking of the full moon, Bird Dog just says full moon tonight. He's going full werewolf on us. It's actually the hunter's moon. And what's interesting is it's literally the time where the hunters are becoming the hunted. If you're following any of these things that are a lot of people, oh, it's speculation, this and that. I'm pretty sure that there's some good guys out there that are, standing up to, not just sitting back and letting evil just full out with their plan. But so this is Hunter's Moon. Today it's probably, I don't know. I know it's one of the only times where the full moon is actually on 2 days. So the 9th and the 10th both will be full moon. And I believe it's in Chiron. So.
Okay.
It could be like Bird Dog saying, we're going to tank. Yeah, Bird Dog, everything could tank, but it could be going into XRP as well. This could be the time where it's obvious that, everything else is hitting the fan. And then this new system is going to rise from the ashes.
Yeah. So you mentioned Chiron, and I can already hear Ani screaming in the background. Is that when it comes to Chiron, yes, there's the aspect of the wounded wall of the wounded centaur that reflects upon the market in a bearish cycle. But what people don't know that's the end of the story, that when Chiron was reborn into a celestial body, which became Sagittarius. After that, he was released from his pain. So in a sense that, Chiron does touch upon the themes like, metamorphosis, resurrection, transmutation, but it's a very difficult, painful process. But once you get rolled through it and allowed and you grow from that particular suffering, you ascend to new heights. So that's what I mean. Like that's what it means. Is like, just for people to think that, are just a little bit cynical side or pessimistic, that, yeah, it's completely, it's going to be utter shit all the time. It's like, no, it's not utter shit all the time. And plus, you're missing the entire point of what Chiron is, as well as other celestial bodies. When it comes to things, that's the whole story. That's the plot of it, in essence.
I'm coming in for this
Hey,
conversation.
there she is. It
Welcome
never
to Call-
fails.
Sorry, I got bedhead still. I woke up a little while ago. We're talking about Chiron. Yeah, the full moon is conjunct Chiron. They're together. The thing with Chiron, as EC was saying, is that it's the wounded healer. So Chiron can heal everyone around him, but couldn't heal himself. So we all have that aspect somewhere in our birth chart. Like when you give really good advice to others but don't walk it yourself, that's Chiron.
Yeah.
Or even an advice that you tried to use for yourself, but it doesn't really apply, because your problems, your issue, is not that really easy to address, even to some other people. It's something
it's trying to transcend it and transform it. But there's always a scar there, right? So even if it's healed, there's still a trace of, or a memory of that wound. But yeah, it's learning to, kind of up level it and work it. But I don't know. And it's opposing, obviously, because the full moon is a sun moon opposition. They're on opposite sides of the zodiac. And it's conjunct Venus. Venus went invisible. Venus rules money. So Venus, when it goes invisible, it's on the other side of the sun, so we don't see it. And it's during that period that it goes either from morning star, like now, to evening star, or vice versa. So, and it goes invisible for 40 days. So with that said, money, matters of love, all those things that Venus rules can be kind of, not super supported right now.
For the next 40 days, you're saying?
For 40 days, Venus goes invisible, which is, it becomes weak. And since Venus rules money and love, matters around those issues tend to be,
So maybe we're going into a prime time to have like a global economic collapse and a global catastrophe, which may be false. Maybe I'm sure some people are serious. There's a lot of people who are really going through some shit right now because of this elite
is a
game.
mess. Sorry. Just realized I haven't picked up my room yet. I was gonna say something. Well, from what I've been gathering from the astrology, we have this eclipse coming up on, the first couple of weeks of October. I've been saying it. The end of September, which you guys remember, I was saying there's gonna be a little pump before the end of September, which has happened. Into the first 2 weeks of October looks good. By the time, or 3 weeks, by the time we get to October 25th, which is the first eclipse, it's a partial solar eclipse, and it's happening in the sign of Scorpio, which is other people's money, other people's resources. It rules loans. When it comes to the money, it's other people. The IRS, taxes, all that falls in the realm of Scorpio. Interest, taxes, inheritances, all those things. So that's gonna, I think, bring it down a bit. But the heavy one is November 7th. That's the one that's a full lunar eclipse in Taurus, the money that you earn, ruled by Venus, which will still be invisible at that point. I think that's when the market's gonna really take a hit around the November 7th. It's never exact because eclipses kind of spill over like a week or two before or after, but in that range, we're bound to see some, But I've been taking little bits of profit, not with my XRP bags, but all that free, those 5,000 XRP that I got in the airdrops initially.
Yeah.
I not all of them, but I took a good chunk of them and I placed sell orders. I haven't sold all of them because they haven't hit all the marks, but I've sold a couple already. I've had to because I've needed the money. And another thing that's been a blessing, man, is I took, you know, Bird Dog's guidance on the passive income thing.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the one on CrowSwap. I've been on like 3 days. I first put in $486, which I didn't have the money. It was like a series of things. You know how it starts. I was like, where do I get some money? So I sold one of my Townstar NFTs for like 0.6 something ETH. So I took some money because I needed it, and then I put almost $500 in CrowSwap. With dude, the first day I made like $39. Then I'm like, I'm gonna put another 500. So I put in another $500, and in 3 days I've made $155. This shit works.
Yeah,
And
is
then
that what token, or is that the Crow nodes?
it's Crow, and then I made the mistake. The second one I bought because I didn't hold any Crow. When I swapped out the ETH, you know, I got Crow that way. But I ended up getting I made the mistake of buying Crow on Coinbase instead of crypto.com because, you know, crypto.com does that $3 debit card charge, whatever, which I should have done anyway. So Coinbase sells it as ERC20, and the crypto.com one is CRC20. So he guided
So it's
me
an
through the whole.
XDC token?
What's that?
So CRC20, isn't that XDC?
I don't know. It's their own network, isn't it? Like crypto.com has their own. It's not ERC20. So anyway, I swapped them out and I put that in like the day before yesterday. And dude, it's paying. And then they pay you in Crow S. Like you swap Crow to Crow S, which is I guess wrapped. And then you do like I did the half and half, swapped half of it for USDC. So it's Crow and USDC. I staked it. When I got in, it was paying 8 point something a day. %.
Do you have to lock your initial up for anything, or
you can take it out at any time? Nothing is you know, locked.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's really good. And you know, it's the interest has gone down because obviously the more people get on there. But in the meantime, so they pay in Crow S, and then I harvest them daily just to get my initial investment back. So I harvest them daily, and then turn them into USDC, USDT, stake those, and it pays like 0.60 something a day. So that's where I've made like $155 in 3 days, you know, on $1,000, which haven't been $1,000 since the beginning because the first day was 500, 400 and something.
Yeah,
490
that's
something.
That's great.
So you guys, it's money. It's money that, like he says, making money in my sleep. I know you guys some of you guys rag on Bird Dog for being braggy, but I don't think he's being braggy when he's sharing the stuff and encouraging people to also make money. You know what I mean? Like, I think if he came on here and been like, I'm banging at bitches and I ain't saying shit, but no, he's really, you know, genuinely trying to help us all out. So.
Oh yeah, I know. He gets upset because he really is just trying to help everyone, and people kind of jump into him.
Yeah,
I've gotten in there. It's just an energy. It's all. It's going around everywhere. You know.
Yeah, things are hairy now, but you know, and we all have our own way of speaking and delivering stuff. But I know him. I've gotten to know him well enough to know he's got a good heart and he's coming from a good place. You know. So don't sleep on this, guys. Don't sleep on this. And once the interest goes down on this, he puts out videos every Wednesday on so many other projects. It could just be rolled into something else. I found a way because I had no money.
Oh yeah, he's definitely Bird. I mean, he's out there with his nose to the ground looking.
Yeah, you know? he's not fucking around. Like it's legit, you know. So I'm like super happy about this because I was already thinking, man, I'm gonna have to get a job after I felt like I didn't have to work anymore, you know, because all my stuff is locked up in crypto, all my money, and I don't want to sell obviously at a loss. That's not gonna happen.
So here's not to change the subject, but here's something. I don't know if you guys have heard about this yet. Our good buddy Jay Clayton just got hired as the American Express to the board of directors over there.
Of course.
So that just happened. So that's kind of interesting, right? Sounds like someone's trying to. Let me go back here. Someone trying to jump in. Oh, it's EC. Kicked himself.
He's back.
Yeah.
So yeah. So check out the Crow notes. He's got a Bird Dog's got a video on it. I'll have to check that out. You guys check out.
It's CrowSwap. CRO swap. It's new. It's only been out for a couple weeks.
I got a Crow account just because one of my buddies that I got into XRP for some reason wanted me to just do it for something one day, and I think it was like $20 I had initially in there. I guess it's only like $3 now, but so I do have a Crow wallet already set up.
If you're sitting on Crow, you might as well, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing else is gonna pay more interest than this at this point, because it's per day. It's not like 5% a year. No, it's not right now. It's like a 5.69, but it's still per day. You know,
yeah.
So on $1,000, that's like $50.60. You know, a day. Nothing pays that kind of interest, right? I just figure you got to get it while you can, you know, because this could be here today, gone tomorrow. Because again, it's the Wild West still, and there aren't really any regulations. But this could be gone, you know.
The reason why I just shy away from that kind of stuff is every single one that I've gotten into, I've gotten rugged. Every project like that where it's passive income or earning this or that, and then by the time I go, it's probably because I'm getting in like in the initial early pump, and then it's like, okay, now like, you know, Kalima, that tanked to $3. Now I was in another one called Lovature that just totally took a crap.
No, I hear you. I mean, I got burned on Klima. I bought half a Klima for $1,600, and yeah, I have it staked over there. I have 8 of them now, but they're at $3.
Yeah.
But this is different because this is Crow and, you know, crypto.com. It's only gonna, you know, that's not going anywhere.
Right. Isn't that the Winklevoss twins that own that?
I don't know.
Pretty
Aren't
sure.
they Chinese or something? And then crypto.com.
Winklevoss is, I don't know where they're not Chinese, but
oh, that's a relief.
They say that they might have had something to do with the Luna crash because they loaned them so many Bitcoin or something. I don't remember the story. But
I think Luna Classic is gonna still survive, and I bought that crash. I'm watching and waiting. Let's see. I feel a little bit like a Luna sea whale. We get so much at like nothing, but I don't know. It doesn't see, you know, it does do its little runs, and we'll see. It was such a little investment that, you know, whatever. I was willing to gamble it. But
yeah, and GBEX is still looking really bullish. That's continuing to go up.
Hey, are you staking? They're paying 10%.
I'm not.
Dude. What you waiting on?
I'm not staking.
I
just got to get back to work. I've got my Tradle bag that I'm working with, and then my long-term hodl bag. I have been out of work since I was in the hospital for like almost a month. And then the week before that, I was stacking up to go on that trip to Vegas. So I'm at the point where it's like if I add anything to my bags right now, I'm just going to be putting more ZERPs on the ledger.
No, but with GBEX, you just stake what you got, even if it's just a bit. Like, just stake it. It's paying 10%, and you can still claim your rewards daily. So it's like down now. You know, it's you know, it's less. I put in like $80. It's like 47 now, but you know, we've got like 708 million of them with that. You know, and just keep getting your rewards. You never know what it goes up to. Even if it goes up to, you know, couple of zeros away, at still profit.
Crypto Tails is staking that GBEX.
Good for you, Tails. Me too. Yeah. Yep. And again, you can still claim the rewards, daily rewards, even if it's staked. So they keep paying you for you earn on both ends, which is cool. So anyway, I'm gonna jump off and have some breakfast, guys. I'm like super hungry.
All right, thanks for hopping on, Ani, and clarifying that with the chart.
All right, love you guys.
Of the sky. Love you too. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Right. Have a good one.
Bye.
So, you know, what's really interesting, which he mentioned about, you know, Venus, and so the polarity between those two signs and those planetary bodies is that even outside of crypto, what I've noticed that, you know, at least of the list of my content is that most people are now trying, reevaluate. Okay, so the word value does come into play when you say money and love. That word ties together what is values. So people are reevaluating of their own life or what they have or what they continue to believe and that they hold true. And so a lot of this, like, this new ushering of like content creators are about, they're really going on like big pushback against feminism and all these narratives right there. But there's always still a slow but steady right there of of the female demographics trying to catch up, because at a certain point they cannot live the life that they are living or continue the illusions that they were told or instructed by. And also there's also a pretty much a stagnation within for certain people's values that seem to be like that held water years ago, but it's not gonna last long right now. It's not what you really need, especially when it comes to men that are just making more excuses to not do things, as well as people are just making excuses about certain things that they hold value on, like with Flair. It's like Flair. So when it's going to actually happen, people hold on to things that, it's like, hey, it's going to pop off. It's right there. It's like, well, is it actually going to be, is it actually true? Or this is just blind belief attached to your emotions? If it is, it's going to hurt you. We're in the time of the places that, we should be letting go of things and taking onto new different little projects. Like, Ani mentioned about GBEX, about where are you going to find a project that it does, when you stake something, you get 10%, that it does give you a return, where everything else is garbage. You got to just dump it. You got to let it go and take whatever profits from it you can. And which is the one that you keep on, growing and keep doubling and down. These are the dynamics is between these two archetypes and principles that are happening between Taurus and Scorpio. Is about what you are willing to give into and what willing you're to take from.
Got another little thing to share here.
Yeah.
So you guys know about the bridge that blew up. Well, whatever the story was behind that, you clearly see here what's going on. Yeah, that's that trying to provoke, it's a provocateur move. Pure speculation on my part. I kind of believe like that's sort of it's all in the script, regardless of what's going on, what side that you want to be on. I don't want to be on either side. I just want to step back and notice that there aren't really two sides here. What's really going on is they're going to change the world and they're going to move us into a new world system. And they can't do that without getting everybody super panicked so that we don't notice what's really going on. And, people like us here on this channel, we're watching, and it's pretty, it gets blatantly obvious the more that you pay attention to these kind of things and that you do your own research and that you try to work on yourself, let God back into your heart, whatever God that may be, Buddha, Allah, Yahweh, Yeshua, as long as the God that we have is living through us to make the world a better place and not for us to point fingers at other people, but our higher self wants us to be kind, empathic, and caring about humanity as a whole, not dividing us and saying, well, these people believe this, these people believe that. Well, at the end of the day, what we need to believe is respect for each other. And that starts with real self-respect and self-knowledge. And we're not going to be able to carry this world into a bright future if we're always worried about the dividing lines that they put up, and we're falling into those farms. Then, you know, it's a bleak outlook for humanity, in my opinion.
Yes. You know, I like to play on what you just said right there. And there are people who are lack resolve and convictions. Even the very people who are blatantly that doubling down on, you know, propaganda and whatnot. In reality, they don't really hold real conviction to it, because they're just made to react to it. And the very people on that huge bell curve, those who are in the middle, purple, whatever, you know, it's the reality that they're trying to cope with, is that I don't have any resolutions. I don't have any convictions. You know, I want to, but I'm afraid to do so. And okay, what we got here?
We don't know if this person's a shill or not. This is Diesel Deucey. Welcome on in. We figure we'll give you a shot or let EC finish.
Hi, everybody. There, focus. Hi, everybody. Guess what? I've got a train engine. His name is Diesel Deucey. He came from the Kroger store in St. Louis. I'm a real train engine.
Okay, bud.
I don't know. Understand?
You're a little too young to have crypto.
It's me, Diesel Deucey.
All right.
Be quicker on that. When I saw that, it's like right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
You see, speaking of which, guys,
is that something to do with poo? Is it a poop joke? No,
it's a kid trolling. All right.
Yeah.
You know what the funny thing about that? I'm going to use that as well. But
I wanted to say, hey, where's your parents? You know,
I didn't want to engage at all. I'm just like, whatever, kid, bye. You know, it's what. Yeah. So I'm gonna finish my point. Then actually gonna play on to that right there. So, so resolve and convictions right there. People don't have that. They want to, and it's what they need to be the most. And they have to have convictions within themselves. Of course, they don't want to pick a side. They don't want to take a position. All right, you have to take your own position where you are. Who gives a fuck about Ukraine and Russia? What about you? What about you? Because I could go on all day saying that, you know, neither side really matters. Okay, Ukraine has been subverted, and the population has been getting into civil conflict for years. And you have lined up for people in Eastern Ukraine that become so disillusioned and say, you know what, we're better off being a part of the Russian Federation. Okay, and Putin will oblige. More than will oblige. It's like, fine, whatever. I don't really have to fire a shot. Okay, if people are willing to go through that. But even then, with the population of Russia, they have been implementing the same New World Order things, like about the lockdowns and the passports, all that crap right there. Okay, so it's just all theater. They're using these to implement what they want for us overall. And like you said, which farm you're going to fall into, or which game preserve. If you don't fall into a farm, you're out in the woods. They just like say, okay, these are the woods, and these are where the wild animals are. That we occasionally just got to go, well, you know, hunt them down. And also dumb shit like that, like, you know, that fucking kid comes around, leaves you dumbfounded. It's exactly what they do. They'll throw you something that they blow up a bridge. I'm like, what? What's that reacting to it? And some people who know is like, nice try, but I'm not falling for that. I'm not getting into a fight. It's like, well, when something comes off, you know, everyone's throwing punches at each other and they don't know why. And then they started creating a narrative and picking a side out of nothing. When people's like say, well, who threw the first punch? Nobody knows? Well, just drop it then. You know? Forget about it.
That's what you call a hive mindset, though. That's what everyone has nowadays, is a hive mindset. You know, there's no
facts, or there's no nothing behind, no critical thinking, no nothing. It's just, hey, whatever everyone is preaching, let's just go that way. It's absolutely insane, and I totally understand what you're saying. It's scary, but this is the same thing that's going to make all those people end up on UBI, end up broke, end up not be able to save anything, and these people are done for. And that's the part that freaking freaks me out, right? But then again, it's like you can only watch after your own ass. All the stuff that we've been talking about, even stuff that Bulldog's been saying, it's coming to fruition right in front of our faces. No one can deny it anymore. Everything that we've been talking about on this channel is coming to fruition right in front of our faces.
Yeah, so we're in coping. That we're just we're seeing people cope instead of being in denial.
And what's funny is that I was watching the Coin Bureau channel and how he's putting out all this stuff, but that's literally what we've been talking about for the past 2, 3, freaking 4 years. It's the same stuff we've been talking about, but all of a sudden everyone's interested. All of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh, this makes sense, bro." People are fucking idiots, bro. You can't fix that. You can't fix stupid. That's just what it is. What it is.
Yeah, and their actions will bear consequences behind that. Whether it be UBI, whether they have they get sudden death right there, and a little tidbit right there. The reason why they're able to play off with sudden death with so many things because nobody gets tested anymore because it's not mandated or they just totally dropped it. So because you took away their toy to make data out of nothing, they're going to make shit up, and people are going to buy into that because they're already subconsciously programmed to say, "Oh, I'll go by whatever the headline is." It's just like, come on, put 2 and 2 together. They're not testing things no more, so they're going to make up things that that really don't matter or stretch the truth. What we have known for a long time, pre-2019, what's the most number one killer? People die in hospitals out of what? It's not the diseases themselves. It's it's negligence and misdiagnosis.
Yep.
Those are the 2 things, and those were greatly exasperated directly from the changes of policies because people are going to say, "Screw everything else. We're going to hyper focus on a boogeyman called common cold and flu," right? That people would survive, but they can't survive, missing out a transplant. They can't survive, about stage 4 cancer, where that people need to be treated and cared for, like properly nourished and so forth. Those things kill.
But I think the biggest thing we can learn, we can look back and just look at what we learned from the whole Black Lives Matter and the whole COVID stuff. Just look at what's happening. How Sharon Osbourne wants her money back. How Kanye West is exposing everything. How everyone that manipulated the masses feels stupid right now. All the people that got hurt or freaking messed up their life from participating in that experiment, that freaking vaccine experiment. Look at how many court cases are being won. Everything that was once upon a conspiracy, once upon made you sound crazy, once upon did this or that, everyone is now being slapped in the face with reality. Everything is happening so fast, and everything's happening all at once. So it's not just, oh, hey, here's one thing. Oh, here's another. No. It's here's one thing, and here's everything all at once. Here's Hunter stuff. Here's the election stuff. Here's the Black Lives Matter stuff. Here's the COVID stuff. Here's the child trafficking stuff. Here's the LGBT stuff. Here's everything. Here's everything all at once. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? Oh, wait, on the tip of the iceberg, let's just collapse your currency so that really wake you up. Because what affects everybody? Money. Bro, people don't have an idea like what's really taking place right now. The whole world is being shaken up. Whatever Annie was talking about the whole energy stuff, all that stuff is true. Everything is all connected. It's all intertwined, intertingled together. And the thing is that you're gonna have people who are gonna try to separate things. Or at the end of the day, after all this takes place, you're still gonna have deniers. Oh, this is separate from that. This is real and that's fake. No. If you haven't realized that spirituality is real, all this conspiracy stuff we've been talking about is real, how the freaking cosmos and how the space structure is real, how all this stuff works and how all this is real and how all of it relates, if you don't realize that, then you're going to be stuck because they're using these same exact tools to manipulate the masses. All this weather stuff. You think weather stuff is actually, bro, I'm in California. and I never been 2-3 years without rain, bro. It's raining and rain. It has never rained. Like, it's crazy. Endless summers. 3 years of endless summers. You think that's natural? No, no, no. I've been here for like what, 14, 15 years now, and we used to have normal 4 seasons. The leaves used to tell you to do, sky used to rain, floods, everything used to happen normally. Now it's just summer throughout the whole thing, fires, and we have one part of the country that's on fire, and you have the other part of the country which is flooded. You have one part of the world which is freaking going through chaos, and you have the other part of the world which is like, oh no, everything is fine.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I know, Nerdy. It's like first we got over the panic, the trauma. There's denial. We're in the stage of coping. Everyone's coping wherever they can before they get into acceptance. Like, well, what can you do? Arms in the air.
And then you have kids. You have that kid that popped in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that person, that individual, do you think that person is going to become anything in that person's life? Honestly speaking, we can't be rude, but what is obvious, right? This is the things that I'm talking about. There's a separation of people going on right now. There's a whole generation of kids who, for example, we had some subscribers like a few weeks ago who were super young, but they actually had the intellect to have a conversation with us. Yet you have individuals like that who just are just off the wall.
Yes.
So,
if you put like Nerdy, it's like you find yourself in a classroom. All right, you're talking with an adult. You're asking good questions. It's not behaving well. It's like, all right, I'm gonna have a sense of decency to ask a question because I'm curious. It's like, okay, I'll answer that. Then you got the annoying kid in the back of the classroom. It's like, all right, he's trying to grab attention, because he's trying to he needs the issues resolved, but it can't be done in the classroom. But that's outside. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have time for that. You think about that dynamic of being you yourself as someone who wants to learn and asking questions to the person that you're trying to hope for that they guide or give you some sort of information or teach you something. Or you're going to be that snobby dude, whether he's the teacher, it's like, shut up, I'm talking, or, hey, look at me, go throwing my, like that. That's not you. If you're in that kind of space, you need to get out.
Yeah.
If you're aware of it, it's on you if you want to stay there or get out and be part of a better space.
That's the scariest part of the whole thing, is that people are in it and they choose to be in it. It's their comfort zone.
Of course.
That's the scary part. It's like most of the world are like that kid. That's insane. That shit blows my mind. That shit blows my mind.
They are like that. What is scarier is that people are just like, it's off my hands. There is a degree into this right there. They don't give us any agencies to respond to that, like, to let them learn about there's consequences to that. You know what I'm saying? Kid goes like, I bet he does this all the time right there. If he wasn't if people were quick on it, what his game was right there, and just keep cutting him off right there, he'll stop eventually. He'll quit. But he won't quit because he won't quit because until.
Bro, the way how they have formed this society, this new society, because it's not our society, not the one that we remember. It's a whole new society. The way how they formed this new society is be retarded and then blame the world when someone calls you out on it. Point blank, that's just what it is. It's go and be stupid, go and be as stupid as you want for as long as you want. Be as mentally retarded as you want to be, right? But blame the world when someone calls you out on everything.
Or that
these people are stuck.
When the root, yes, it's not only calling you out on it; it's when there's actual
they
consequence
demonize
about
critical
it. Like
thinking.
Yeah, or at least to say reject that you broke the vase. It's like, holy shit, all the vases are broken. It's coming back to me. It's like, no, I didn't do it. Someone told me it was okay. Nope, it doesn't work that way. And that's how sinister these people who that we are dealing against, like they give the pronouns they and them, right? Said they imply, they suggested only for you
exactly.
To say yes.
Bro, at the Google events, at all the freaking Computex, at all these events, they have the freaking he, her, she, him, whatever stupid tag on. it can clearly see who the hell you are. You don't need to put a stupid tag, but you have to understand the stupid global initiative people, the companies that are with it, are going to push this retarded ass narrative. It's because it goes along with their whole freaking cyberpunk type world, bro, where everyone can, oh, if you want to become a half human, half freaking horse, come into the lab and inject yourself and, be your own personality, have your own pronoun, bro. People don't see where this shit is going. People do not see where this shit is going. We watched this shit in freaking Batman Beyond, and it's coming to life. It's hilarious.
Yeah, because people keeps, it's their choice. To the degree it's manufactured, okay, that's the only leeway. But ultimately, you make the decision, and based upon your decision, just like a simple no, you're going to see a particular reaction and say, "What do you mean no?" And I wanted to get back on what you were showing, which was very interesting right there. Especially with the symbolisms. There's a lot of Trident symbolism, by the way. If people didn't notice, that's Neptune right there, and that's the signals. And Neptune rules Pisces, the age of Pisces.
Liquidity.
They're telling you. Go ahead.
It's also that thing with that Russian ship. The missile is called, isn't it Poseidon or something?
Yeah.
Which Mr. Poole has been tweeting about in the last couple of weeks. And then there's also a thing too. Doesn't that kind of represent the third eye, the third spike on the trident or something like that?
Well,
in the middle.
The way that I see it is that there's like a separation of society, right? There's a controlling class. There's a middle class where people understand they're being controlled, but they choose to be there. And then there's a class that chooses to escape. That could be the trident. Who knows?
Okay. Outside the symbolisms, that there's 3 points right there, okay? And the middle one does emphasis into what you said is like, the third eye, or the gate where it's transcendent. If you notice that between these, like, very old institutions where they have these columns, there's three passageways. You even see this in cathedrals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a triparch. And these are incorporated in as well as in ancient temples in Egypt, Mesopotamia, even in Mesoamerica. There's these 2 portals, right, or hallways, and the third one is illuminated. So the third one is the middle, is the gate hidden within, and the other ones elaborate polarities, male and female, positive and negative. Well,
it's interesting because that symbolism goes back to the Joab and Boaz, the 2 pillars in Freemasonry. Yep. And it's also male, female, negative and positive. And I was watching somebody show with vortex energy fields how it's almost like 2 spheres rubbing together, creating this plane that we exist in. And then if you look at the Masonic logo, well, that plane is representative of duality of the black and white checkerboard floor, which also could represent how the positive and negative forces are working together to manifest what we call physical reality.
Yeah.
And the more you start to understand these symbols, it's cool that you point that out, EC. I never thought about the trident that way. But it's like this type of knowledge, I feel the masses. Here's the thing. It's empowering to know these spirit sciences and to sort of not just speculate, but actually go, oh, man, there's too many connections for this to be a coincidence. And then once your mind is on that track, it's just a lot. Things make sense. And it's like you can't really explain it to – I don't like to use the word sheeple or normies, but you can't explain it to people if they're not on the journey already themselves or trying to reach for that. It's like pointless.
The way that I look at it, bro, is like once you look behind the curtain stage, you can't tell the audience what's going on behind the curtain, can you? They'll never believe you. That's the way that I see it, bro. Because it's like once you really get into the spiritual stuff and all that stuff, bro, it's like it really opens your mind to realize, like, oh damn, I'm really nothing. I really ain't shit. You know what I mean? Let go of your ego. You really ain't shit. So, and once you put yourself in that position and understand what the meaning of life is and how to make it worth more, making memories with your family and all those things matter way more than having wealth. You know what I mean? Because things like that, love and all these things have so much more weight than anything else, and those are the things that you can take with you when you pass away. You can take your
Right,
memories,
like
you
where
can
it
take
says
your love,
store
you
up
can take those
treasures
things.
in heaven, not on earth, right? These
Yeah,
treasures
exactly.
that we have aren't physical. Like the best feeling is a real authentic feeling of freedom, or of when you share love with someone else and they share it back with you. It doesn't cost a dime.
Yep.
And when humanity learns that and works together for that reason, well, the heaven on earth could be a reality. So I like to try to stay positive and think that, yeah, okay, the black pill, the red pill, all this things that are unfolding. Well, I like to stay positive. Maybe they're trying to get out in front of this narrative, and the more that they try to get out in front of something, the more that's just they're going to be enveloped by this positive energy that's built for humanity to, because people don't like all the BS with, like you were brought up, Black Lives Matter, and now Kanye wearing a White Lives Matter shirt. All this is just freaking stupid. And if you can't see, I'm not saying that you're dumb if you buy into that, because there is something to be said about African American culture in America, and really how going through what their ancestors went through here in this country, that causes a lot of genetic baggage and things that can weigh on one's self-esteem so close in the last few hundred years of it happening. And then the elites prey on that. They prey on this self-esteem, and they continue to put this propaganda out to the culture and to rob the culture. And it goes way back, further back than even the Americas, in my opinion. But for people to come together and see past that in an everyday situation in the grocery store, in traffic, and hey, have some patience, have some compassion for your fellow human beings. And like, I made a connection with a woman in the grocery store a couple of weeks ago, and I swear our conversation, everyone was dead silent, and there was a pretty large crowd of people lined up to get through the self-checkout, and we met together, racials aside, and the conversation we had, it was just silence around, and the love between us, I feel like everyone was listening. And those little moments, those times and those things happen, and we can share our light and our love energy, man, that's like super powerful, way more powerful than CNN and all this beesh,
Yeah. And like conversations like those are like, well, no, I like to knit things together. Accomplishments is what you get. That sensation of accomplishments is what you take in the afterlife or when you pass on. And it's funny enough, accomplishments like that gives you that inner secretion of serotonin when you succeed. When you're working out and you hit a new set of level of reps. They're just like, damn, I got higher, or damn, I accomplished this. Damn, I just made a new connection with another human being. All these experience, they take with you forever. They not money, not little other things. Those are just temporary. They literally are temporary. Like, the money you hold, you're gonna spend it. It already passes through different hands. But what lasts is forever, and it can be spread all around is experiences. And not enough people are having genuine experiences that will help them grow and elevate. Instead, we're doing a lot of ridiculous things, and and nerdy. It's like how you explain those kind of people, like when they're afraid of people who are now programmed and they understand to the world, like on our TikTok platform, or you have to explain it to a way it has a TikToker. It's like, and for us in our generation, it's like we can't do that. We don't do Twitter threads or less than 100 characters. It's like, doesn't work that way, because we know to a degree that there are certain things are far more nuanced, and we can't be reductionistic. It's like certain words, like you like you said, you get tired of the word with sheeple and stuff like that, where people are becoming, well, they're tired of the word toxicity. Oh, toxic, like it means nothing, and they want to do a new different meaning behind that describes exactly it's going on, but all three of us and everyone in Blue Crew already know. And we have been saying it, but people have been in denial. People are been coping, and they're not ready for that level of acceptance to say, you were right. Okay. You were right. I was wrong. Instead of just owning up to that, it's just like, well, whatever. That's the level of acceptance I see that other people I cannot stand. Instead of you went through all this process and it's just, well, whatever. It's apathy. It's like, so this is how it is. You're just gonna leave it as that.
Yeah, you know what? I think the main part about how this new society is trying to remove religion and spirituality out of everything, I think it goes back to the whole Freemason thing and how they have like a male and female energy and all these things. And the thing about spirituality and the thing about faith and all this stuff is that it really helps you through the hardest times in life when you feel like giving up or you feel like committing suicide or you just feel like ending it. It's that faith in God. It's that having that faith or going to church or going to wherever you need to do, praying to this invisible person, whoever it may be. That is that faith. That is something inside of you that's telling you not to give up, right? If you eliminate that, you're going to just increase suicides. That's all you're going to do. And as you're increasing suicides, you're creating so many lost souls. And if you have a demonic entity that understands how all this works, they're literally preying on these lost souls.
Yep.
And no one sees what's going on here. The nuclear family, which is what being married, man, woman, and having kids. What is that? That is you passing down your genetics. That is you passing down your legacy. That is you growing through time and surviving through time. But nowadays they say, hey, you can just grow your lineage in a lab. It doesn't matter who shares your genetics. This is the manipulation that only a demonic world, only a demonic entity would do. Yet, if you're not spiritual, if you're not have any kind of recognition of any kind of other side, and you're just living in this Matrix 2D world where it is what it is, then you're lost, because there are people who are controlling this world who understand that part, who are using that as a tool to manipulate you and literally take your soul. So whether you believe it or not, it's true. It's happening. And you have so many celebrities that come out and say, hey, yeah, you know what? I sold my soul. I did this. I did that. These people understand that eternity is everything. But that was my last thing. I got to go to work.
All right. Thanks for hopping on.
All right. Peace.
We'll probably wrap it up shortly, EC.
Yeah.
Been on for 2 hours.
Yep. I think we just passed the climax and we're just kind of wrapping up, like saying final sermons, because when we're getting to those conversations about that, it's just like, hey, know what you know, fuck what you heard, keep it strong. All that comes to play. And I think that's an opportunity to jump on, like you said, E, is that when you have a genuine conversation with someone who's supposedly a total stranger, then that you're no longer strangers in that very moment. You're connecting, and that gives hope for certain people. It's like, you know what? There's got to be more people that like that other person right there. It's like saying, and in this monotonous life right here, who knew, that in the same grocery store where we're all at, that we were connecting right there, that all right in the middle of Vesco Pisces right there. And anything small, any differences is inconsequential. Like that's not really, we're not really going to focus on that because that's not my thing. That's it.
Yeah.
We're going to focus on where there's a lot of put it into ground there.
What's up, everybody? Can you hear me good?
All right.
Morning,
Alan,
Afternoon.
I thought someone else was just posing you. Like, all right, is this actual Alan or some shit right here?
It's me. It's me. I'm in the car. I don't usually do stuff from my phone, but I couldn't make it home in time for you guys. I figure you guys are wrapping up. I want to join. I was listening and trying to catch up on what you guys were talking about. Man, there's been some crazy news with that submarine, that Poseidon.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a very interesting topic to talk about, just like times that we're in right now, the escalation of things and how quickly things are coming together. It's weird, and the adoption. I'm starting to see what I'm thinking is adoption. I don't know about you guys or what you're thinking, but you know, all the news that we've been hearing lately, I mean, to me, it sounds like we're at the ground floor of adoption, and this is going to happen like probably pretty quick. And I think the hand has been just pushed in the United States. You know, like we're next. You know, we're like the next domino to fall. But you know, at the same time, we're trying to get this innovation happening, you know, while we're crashing the whole world economy. It's just really interesting how all these pieces are kind of, you know, kind of being put together right now. So
Yeah.
just kind of wanted to hear what your guys' thoughts were on it. I didn't catch the first hour. I was busy, but
We did
wanna-
briefly touch upon it, especially esoteric when I elaborate on that. A lot of like Neptunian, Piscean, symbolism by here. You see the trident, that's what you see. That we saw. You see the trident Ukraine flag. You see the trident, well, Poseidon with the submarines. All these like naval operations right here that that they're fighting, especially symbolism with Neptune. It's the age of Pisces is coming to an end. That's what they're signaling to. They have done these before when they were ending the age of Aries, especially in the age of Taurus as well, where they sacrificed the bull. They just start defacing bull, bull like symbolism behind that. They did the same thing with rams, and rams are also lambs as well, sheep. They did that sort of thing as well to say this is the end of a particular age. And now we're doing the same things with anything related to Neptune and Pisces. The death of Christ, especially the entire mythos they're trying to kill, is part of that to subconsciously program us to a new age.
Look at how square these people look, like they're block people.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we're fighting a war whether we know it or not. Against principalities and things that are trying to destroy mankind and make things trouble for mankind. And that's what we're witnessing right now in a faster version, since time sped up.
Yep.
It's very interesting to see it all come to place because I read about these things, many years ago, and all these signs and wonders that are coming together, so to speak. And it's getting real. This aggression with potential World War III. I think for the most part, it's really to kind of push the narrative of the digital assets and everything. And I mean, really, if it happens this year and we actually get some regulations, which I've been hearing some little chatter, I'm sure everybody else has heard, something might happen Friday, some significance to Friday. I don't know. Anybody else heard anything that significance of Friday, what it means and what was it entailing? Because I just heard of something potential with the case, but I don't really know if anybody else heard anything about it.
Yeah. I know that's like they're always going to try to agitate people into war, but people are not falling for it because, again, Alan, I bet earlier the conversation says people laugh well resolving convictions towards it. Truly, I don't want war because I ain't falling for it. I don't care who threw the first punch at this point because I know that it was deliberately done to get people riled up and beat the hell out of each other.
Sure.
Yep. So the Ukraine Promise is trying to create the same thing that what World War II started was the invasion of Poland. They're just like, no, we're not falling for that. So they're pulling no punches to just say, come on, guys, just kill each other. It's like just like you don't like each other anyway, so just kill each other. It's like, no, we're not doing that. Because that's what they want us to do. They want to do the work for them. They want us they want us to produce green energy, all that, and give it to them. They want us to kill each other. They want us to do all the work for them. So they don't have to move a finger. And if they do have to move a finger, they show their hand. And we could actually, vent or place blame or react to that. That's why they're very careful, trying to make sure that they don't do too much. They do just enough, just so that people just, attack each other instead of where they need to be, or attack them, or resolve the issues that actually plague us.
So what do you guys think about this? In the news, King Charles might not even be alive long enough to be crowned king.
All
Is
lined
sort of
up.
a recent story. So we're looking at Prince William here as being the next king. But for some reason, I get a weird feeling it's going to come down to this guy. I don't know. Which would be William's son, King, which would be King George. So what if something happened here in this so-called storm? We move into Will I Am, but then we end up with a King George again. I mean, that pattern maps on to what I see playing out. Just if you look at patterns and names.
Well, in the UK, they need to print cash with the ruling monarch. And because they haven't done so yet, in a way, they have to print more cash. That's also pumping more useless bills into the economy, to create more inflation. And then if that guy goes away, that means you got a bunch of useless cash coming around there, and already inserting a cashless society, a credit system, in which that William will be part of, because they are stakeholders. Every one of them who's a member of the WEF are going to be those stakeholders. But behind them, they're distant relatives to the people who are really calling the shots. That they're not the real, ruling monarchs or per se. You know what I'm saying? There's elder branches, and I mentioned this a couple of times.
Right. There's people vying, like they were the queen, they were in line with her, they were all in line. They're not in line with King Charles. Are they going to be in line with William either? I don't know. That's why I'm seeing, well, the next in succession is a small child. You know what I mean? And that would be easier if he was king for those older ones to be influential than it would be if William became king. So that's what I'm seeing this unfolding, and the way that the world is headed. This seems like it fits the script to me.
Mm-hmm. And the reason why I think there's credence to that is they're trying to snuff out any influences, because remember, you had Princess Diana. Those are Diana's kids right there. So to a degree, she does not share a split of what their sentiments or what their values are. That's what messes them up. Between Elizabeth and Charles, every one of those Habsburgs and Hanovers right there, because they're distant relatives to the very people who are the real family, the real central family, are just pulling the strings right there. And they infiltrated institutions, they infiltrated banks. They have done this. This is straight from the Medici book that this guy, the founder of the Medici family, could be from Venetian bloodlines, and from also being a Templar himself. These people are just redoing the same things over and over because things change, and they can miss out of a certain mechanisms of control. They're just doing this all over again and agitating people to do certain things so they don't have to deal with it directly themselves, or that the fact that they need more time to figure out what to do to see themselves into. But they are running out of time. We're on a schedule. The world does not stop turning. BRZRKR had to leave. Ani had to leave. Nerdy had to leave, and we're going to leave as well, because the world's not going to stop turning. We got to get stuff done.
Got another share screen here from Twitter. Lots of crap going down in the world. Lots of stuff happening right now. It's from Alter Ego, where he says storytellers rule the world. Thought this was something we can share too, real quick. A TV tower is burning in Moscow. Ukrainians call this the Eye of Sauron. They have long been referring to Russia as Mordor and Russian invaders as orcs. Well, you see this where he's standing here. I would say it might be flip flop, but I'm not taking sides either way. I don't believe in war, but I feel like this is more of a psyop kind of war. Yeah, real lives are being lost, but I feel like it's the same as it ever was. These guys are playing with your emotions, and they're trying to set precedents. They're trying to create a new system, and they can't just roll it out. They've got to have a catalyst. It's got to look a certain way. Out of all this, there's going to be new laws and all kinds of things are going to be placed on humanity. So, I mean, it's pretty interesting time to be alive.
Yeah, and they're doing some of a good job, because some very pacifist people who want peace are such warmongers when it comes to Ukraine. It's like, fuck Russia, give it to them, and all this stupid crap right there. It's like, wow, you kind of flipped over. You're such a loving, kind person.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, the whole weapon of degradation or whatever from the King of the North. I guess maybe what Jim D is referring to there in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as I'm going with all this, and I got faith in the Lord that the humble people who just believe and have faith that there is a positive good force in the universe. Because this negative bullshit of manipulating good people for so long has been going on for so long that I feel like there's a window of time that good people do get to come back on this, and that's where we're at. And I feel like the movement is picking up. More people are awakening to what's going on in the world. More people are trying to understand that we're one big family. And of course, I feel like they're still trying to get out ahead of the script with the whole hive mind thing, and the whole rainbow situation. So there's a lot at play here, but I feel in the end that, in times of chaos, the most valuable thing that you have is truth. Nothing survives these chaos times other than truth. And that's what they have. That's what they sort of bit themselves in their own feet because of with the internet and the technology that we have now to actually get out there and figure it out on your own and have some discernment, praying through Yeshua, show me the way, or whichever light source you choose, open my heart. What am I here for, Lord? Am I here to, are we in a time period where we can save humanity? Because it seems like this window is opening to me.
Yeah. So
it's closing, not opening. It's been open forever. It's closing. And that's the thing. That's why time is sped up, because time had to speed up. God said that he sped time up for a reason, because he knew time was going to be short and that the calamity was out of control, just like it was back in Noah's day. And back in Noah's day, when it was so out of control and people became their own God and left God and stopped following the rules that God applied, because everything is rule-based. Whether you're good, you're bad, you still have to follow the rules. Just because evil is around doesn't mean that evil doesn't have to follow the rules. So when mankind doesn't follow the rules, you have chaos. You have things that, are beyond our control, because we become our own gods and we think that we can do whatever we want. And that's not the way life was meant to be. Life was meant to help one another, love one another, and care for one another, not take and destroy and become your own God. And that's what mankind has done. That's why we're in this position that we're in right now. When you take away the moral fabric of society, everything goes to crap. It has been proven over 6,000 years that that's the case throughout all of history. And nobody can deny it, because the history is there. You get all these history buffs that, say all these miraculous things in science. There's many things in science that are miraculous and just wonderful, but a lot of it they base on knowledge that they've obtained in 6,000 years. So, we could keep playing around. We can really keep playing around if we want, but that the time is closing. And unfortunately, a lot of us are too blind to our own understandings that we created for ourselves and the simplicity of a creator to just said, just follow me and, listen to my commands and deny every other thing. And I'm not
And they're
saying
really all
anything
these
other
are.
than that.
It's like, oh, everyone's church and this and that and these rules. These rules are set up, like you just said, Alan, to protect the family unit, which is the
Correct.
core of our world, is father, son, mother. It's the core. And what do they go after? They go after the family. They go after the fact that we are, created a certain kind of way. Nature doesn't lie. It works.
Right.
It's so crazy how you look at all these different symbiotic relationships in nature, and it's like if one little thing goes out of balance, it causes catastrophe. You got a whole habitat that goes away.
Yep.
And the elites know that. They've been using that to control humanity and feed off of us. And I don't know how much I buy into all the whole conspiracy of the draconians and all that on a certain level, but on an actual reality level of what you can see, it makes a lot of sense that there's a parasitic infection on humanity.
I'll just tell you from what I know, because I'm a God-fearing man. I'll read my Bible. I'm not afraid to say it. I respect anybody else's belief system or whatever they believe, whatever. It's up to you. It's your own personal thing. For me, it's, it's pretty simple. God designed things to be not so difficult and so many added things to what God commanded. He put us here on earth to love one another, care for one another, and just serve a God so he could teach us. He was everything you've ever had in your life had an owner's manual, pretty much. Products, TV, car, everything came with an owner's manual. You have to have an owner's manual for life. And if you don't have an owner's manual for life, then you're trying to do it on your own. And why try to do something on your own when you got the greatest, most knowledgeable person in the universe to help you,
Yeah.
And
and you're not on your own, because if you don't have, you've got two places, you can't serve two masters. So if you don't make a place for the Lord, well, then you're not really on your own. You're to the whims of the world.
I heard something really powerful. I'm just gonna add this and I'm gonna stop because this was really, really deep to me. A lot of people believe many things, but my Bible tells me that when there was a fight in heaven and Lucifer got kicked out of heaven, he took 1/3 of the angels with him to earth. Okay. So recently I heard this, and this is a very good topic that came up, and the man's name is Jonathan Jonathan Kahn or Kane or whatever. He has this book called Rise of the Gods, and it makes sense. They didn't go anywhere. People have been infiltrated with fallen angels that have been on this earth since the fall. So if you really want to look at the evil people that are controlling this world, let's look at the fallen angels and the influence they have on mankind. Because when you remove God out of your heart, you remove that super powerful being that's in your heart, something else enters.
Yep.
You are a
fill that void.
living, vibrating energy from God. And if you remove God, something else will enter. You are a vessel. Okay? Nothing is going to change that fact. Whether you want to deny it or not, you are a vessel. And what you put into your vessel is what is going to control you, or you allow it to control you. So that was really powerful. I wanted to share that with you guys because it makes really sense. Because, you ask yourself, how could someone be so evil, want mankind to be destroyed? It says that the enemy, our enemy seeks to destroy us like a roaring lion. So you have to know the attack of your enemy. And a lot of people aren't paying attention to it because they're not trained, or they lost their way, so to speak. They lost their first thought. So sorry to go on a rant. I just wanted to share some stuff with you guys. I really care about you guys. I love the community that we built here.
You know, we got a lot of like-minded people. We got a lot of people from all walks of life. And I respect everybody's opinion. And I really, you know, thank God that we have a place we can come and all share and not, you know, bash each other and say, oh, you got, you know, this is your way and this would be the only way. I don't say that to anybody. I just share what I believe and what I feel is, you know, important. And a little nugget for you guys, you know, when I can.
I mean, I can appreciate that, Alan, and I can speak from experience on that. When you don't have a place for the Lord in your life, what enters your life is you're never satisfied. It's never enough. You got to have another drink, another drug, another lay, another party. You're running ragged. You're not taking care of what you need to take care of in your life. You're only seeking out fleshly pleasure, which is nice. But at the end of the day, it doesn't ever satisfy you. It's an empty freaking hole. When you let God live through you, it's way more satisfying. Like you get goosebumps, like you feel so powerful and like for a good reason. And that feeling is free. It doesn't cost money, and it actually builds you up physically in this realm, and it makes you healthier mentally too. And that's what people don't get because they've been lied to by this evil bullshit for so long to look outside of themselves for some sort of redemption, when really we save ourselves on the in work that we do, letting Yeshua, letting the light, the love into our heart. And at the end of the day, God will provide for us. I mean, we all found XRP, you know, most of the people are good, moral people in here. Everyone that I've met has been super cool. No one's trying to be trolly, you know, and respectful of each other. You know, that's a start for me.
Yeah.
I agree, man. Well said, E4.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, yeah, we're going to probably, you want to say a little bit more? We'll probably wrap it up, EC. I pretty much said my
think
part.
we have, I think we prolonged, you know, our final sermons for like, you know, it is that, you know, any issues you have to resolve personally, do so. Because that's what's being used against you to destroy you from within, you know? And especially you're trying to make others' personal issues your own. Is that, hey, that's not your fight. That's not your journey to take upon, you know? There are certain things that intersect that you may go on, but eventually paths diverge, you know? Like branches on a tree and the roots and roots deep in underground. They do diverge, you know? And they do diverge, reconverge, and it is what it is right there. We all have a plan. You know, I don't know, I speak to this for you large values, God has a plan for all of us, right? It be simplistic, you know, what dictates the Bible, you know, but there's a path you are on, and this is a story that you are writing. And as much as people want you, like say, give you all the answers of your life, of your problems, it doesn't really work that way. You have enough free volition to make your own decision and learn from it, and rediscover the very things that has laid out by a higher being, higher works. These principles to say they cannot be broken. You know, could try, but there will always be consequences behind that. There will always be.
All right. Well, that being said, thanks everybody for tuning in to Coffee Time and hanging in there with us, hanging in with the channel. We appreciate you guys, XRP community, Blue Crew, everyone that jumped in. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to talk to you guys in the next one.